decided to, I thought it would be really good if we could put one question, one very important question to the test. You've all been told, go wash your hands for dinner, right?
Yeah.
Wash your hands, we're going to be eating. Why do you think mums and dads say that to you?
So, because if you don't wash your hands, then the bacteria that you have on your hands will go into your food, and then you will eat that bacteria.
That is a very, very good answer. What about a more, think outside the box. You have to think, why would your parents ask you to do that? Go ahead, yes.
Because if you touch something and the bacteria is in, for example, bin, you touch and the bacteria are in your hands. If you're going to eat something, you eat it with the germs.
That's right. But have you ever seen that with your eyes? Are you believing something that somebody's told you just because they told you?
Yes. Like, for example, somebody sneezes in the bus and you hold the bar, you come out, and if you don't wash your hands, you have to sneeze from the man.
Exactly. But can you see the microbes in those sneezes? Can you actually smell them? Can you feel? Do you know? I mean, my hands look perfectly clean. Yes? So what about if it's for a different purpose? Like, for example, I've got shares in Procter & Gamble and I want to make loads of money. So I wanted to use soap and disinfectant simply so you buy them and you use them. So is that a good reason, do you think? Would your mums make you do that?
No, it's just I don't really understand, because you make a knife and fork, not with your hand.
Well, what about crisps? What about an ice cream cone?
But you don't make it at dinner.
Afterwards? We do sometimes.
What if
Okay.
What if you sometimes you forget to use the knife and then you push it?
Or you push with your thumb. It's just general. Pizza. Sometimes you eat pizza with your hand. So there we go. I mean, there's loads of reasons why you would want to wash your hands. But the most important thing is that I wanted us to think of a reason why mums want us to wash hands. Well, everybody wants, teachers, I wanted to wash your hands. Because they're dirty and full of microbes was the first premise, right? So we have an observation. This is called the scientific method. We're not taking things at their words, we're going to test them. Then what we do is we devise a test, an experiment, to see whether this explanation, my hands are full of microbes and they might make me sick, is true or false. So then we have to think about an experimental design. Can we see an individual microbe? If we had a really, really powerful microscope, something that is able to look right and magnify enormously, we have, and we do see E. coli, Escherichia coli. Which one's that one? We met them last week. E. coli? Yeah. Which type of bacterium is that? E. coli, come on, it's in the news, everywhere. It's the gut bacterium, okay? But we can't see an individual one. But for example, think of it. There is a grain of sand just here on this desk. I can't really see it, even with my glasses. Without my glasses, I can't see anything. But anyway. But if you have a whole pile of sand, do you then see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about a beach? Would you see all the sand in the beach? Yeah? What about a droplet of air? Would you see a droplet of air, of water? But you would see a glass of water or a splash. So therefore, one of the things that we can see is we can see a colony. We can see a lot of microbes together. And how do we get a lot of microbes together? Hint.
By growing them?
By growing them. So what I decided to do for you is to bring a whole set of these bacterial petri dishes, or microbial petri dishes, that had a layer of jelly, nutrient jelly, which is called, there's different types of growth, but they all have something rich. It's a bit like chicken soup with agar, something that is really delicious for the microbes to grow on. It's a bit like your yogurt and the green splotch, but I can't get yogurt to not splash around. I wanted something solid that you could actually see when one bacteria grows and then it multiplies into a big colony. One second. Then you eventually, it gets big enough in size so you can actually see it. So that's what we did. So we decided that we were going to do an experimental design and grow them in these plates. And then the practical part, which is when you do the actual experiment, it is also part of the scientific process. So we carry out the test. So the first question is, are there microbes in your hands?
Yeah.
And we tested that with plate number 1. Do you remember that we wrote our initials, our group number, and plate number? And we did with our little filthy little paw prints, and we touched the surface of the agar, and then you taped them up so that they wouldn't get contaminated. They would be literally like a snapshot in time of what you had done. Put your fingers on the plate, and then I took them away to incubate, and I brought them back this week. The second experiment was to wipe our hands, to do the equivalent of hand washing. I didn't know this laboratory had sinks, but it doesn't have soap, it doesn't have hot water, it doesn't have towels. So I bought baby wipes. Baby wipes used by mums all over the world to wipe off mucky fingers so that you can actually pick up, give the biscuit to the baby. Yeah. So then we put our fingers, after wiping with baby wipes, we touch the surface again. That was experiment number 2. And then more importantly, because I'm a microbiologist by trade, I know that alcohols, people are very tired, or I'm boring, one of the two.